So lately, when I've been writing SQL queries that join multiple tables together, when I pull columns back from those individual tables, I've been prefixing the column names, aliasing them, and then prefixing them with an identifier that tells me which table it came from. So if I'm joining users to account, for example, I have user underscore in front of these columns, and then I have account underscore in front of these columns. And then what happens is on the Cold Fusion CFML side, I take these sets of co-located columns and I actually break them down into individual structs for my view templates. Now, typically I have to take the results from this query and convert it into an array, which is why I was actually really excited when I was looking through the Lucee CFML documentation to see that they allow for this return type attribute. By default, the return type is query, which is what we're used to as Cold Fusion developers, but they also allow for array and struct and array of entity. The array one is specifically exciting for me because it allows the query to be returned as an array of structs. Now, this is something that I typically do on my own, imperatively within the code, so having Lucee do it for me is just a small optimization that I think I'm really going to love. So to see this in action, again, we're going to take a couple of tables here, join them together. I'm going to create two sets of co-located columns. I'm going to tell Lucee to return that as an array of structs, which means that I can now take that result set and immediately call member methods like map, sort, filter, reduce, so on and so forth directly on that return value. So no longer do I have to declare some sort of intermediary empty array that I then append records to as I'm looping over the query. That query comes back as the array already. I can now map directly onto a more easily consumable data structure. So again, I'm taking those prefixed tables, right, user and account. I'm breaking those down into a user and account data structure. Again, this is just for the purpose of this demo. You don't necessarily have to do this. And then I'm calling sort on that, so I'm sorting here by the name, and then we dump those values out, and we can see, boom, here's our record set. You can see I have my account and my user. That's coming back from the two joined tables. I was able to call .map and .sort directly on that query result. And again, this is just a micro efficiency, really. This is what I would have done in my code had Lucee CFML not provided this feature. But with the return type attribute, it just takes a little bit of the work off of my plate and hopefully makes the work that I was doing a little bit more efficient under the hood, assuming that anything that Lucee does under the hood for me is going to be by definition slightly faster than the CFML code that I would have implemented in order to do the same thing. And anyway, just a tiny feature of Lucee CFML that I'm actually probably disproportionately excited about.